Hi guys, Neil Newman, ASD Big Money. In my second podcast concerning business leadership, in other words, being a great boss, I want to discuss delegating. A boss, a CEO, a leader who cannot delegate basically has a job, and he works for the worst person in the world, himself. The craziest person, the overburdened person. This is what you see quite often in small business. Everything stops at one person's desk, the so-called boss, the so-called leader, because he thinks either he does everything better than everybody else and no one can meet his standards, or he just doesn't have the ability to grow a team. In order for you to grow your business, you need to delegate. You need to create layers of leadership underneath you specific to the industry that you are in. In our business, the Academy of Self-Defense, probably the premier self-defense school in all of California, perhaps in the nation, we have a number of folks in the chief suite. Okay, we have Chief Executive Officer, myself, Neil Newman, the boss. We have Chief Information Officer, Gemma Mangrobang, who also has the duty of being the Human Resources Director. We have a Chief Instructor named Ev Pepper. We have a Chief Operating Officer named Ralph King. Each one of these folks has domain in their particular area, and they all are under my tutelage. In other words, remember what we discussed last time, final call. At the end, I'm the final call guy. Why? Because I'm thinking all the time. I'm thinking about everything all the time, constantly trying to tune things up, speaking with everyone, the staff, my management personnel, and most of all, our customers, to find out what I need to do to make my business better and to grow it larger and larger. Delegation is a great thing, okay? I recognize that there's things that Gemma and Ralph and Ev can do that I cannot cover. And this is where I hand it off to them and let them develop ideas and plans, programs to bring to me for final approval. We also have a director of training for our entire school whose name is Giovanni Jordan, a master instructor, the best coach I think I have ever seen in the industry. And under him are individual folks who guide individual programs, for example, Krav Maga, CrossFit, JCF, Muay Thai. Everything is layered and directed, all with many, many responsibilities on each level. So delegation is imperative, because if you try to do it all, at the end you're not going to get anything done. You're going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out what to do next, and always being in a catch-up position. Now, let me warn you about one thing about delegating, especially when people get into the chief suite, because this usually happens with everyone. They start assuming more responsibilities than they've actually been delegated. This happens to me all the time, where people start stepping on my toes, start making my decisions, start trying to get into the business development end. Okay, so you have to be aware of this. It's not the end of the world. People do it. It's human tendency. They want to go further and further and further. However, I know that I'm the price guy. I'm the new program guy. I'm the guy who's going to figure out the big problems and fix them. So when people start making those calls for me without bringing it to me as a final decision, I will either bring them in and let them know that it is not acceptable, or perhaps I will just stay behind the scenes and I will limit their growth potential in the industry until they figure it out. Because I don't want to stultify people. I don't want to say, well, you can do this and you can't do that. I don't want them to be in a state of trepidation about the decisions that they have to make. However, if I do see that, in other words, if I launch something, if I come up with a trademark idea, or I come up with a program, or a change of timing, or a change of classes, and I make the final decision, and then because someone thinks they know better than me, or they think they have a better idea, and they sandbag my decision, then I immediately start reducing their importance and their role in the organization. So, guys, like everything in life, it's measure for measure. I'm the captain, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO. If you give me what I need to grow my business, I give back to you. If you do what I consider decisions that constrict my business, I give that back to you too by constricting your future role. Okay, guys, that's it. Next week, we are going to talk about having an adversarial conversation and the most important word in the English language for a boss. See if you can figure it out. Till next week, Neil Newman, ASD, Big Money. Thank you.